Hi everyone, my name is Shealafelix and welcome to my phonology lesson. I am a French teacher at a high school in the Bahamas. And so today we are going to focus on the English letter H as well as the letter H in French. The letter H in English is a voiceless glottal fricative, which allows a breathy airflow when an English speaker is speaking. So to know that this voiceless glottal fricative, you would place your hand in front of your mouth and pronounce a letter H word. Our example here is house. So to pronounce house, you put your hand in front of you, you will feel the airflow hitting your hand like house. Okay. However, in French, that does not carry the same. The letter H is a vowel in French and it is silent. So therefore, the word is never pronounced. So for students, English speakers who are learning French, they bring the pronunciation over into French and they have to be reminded that in French, the H is silent and therefore it is never pronounced. Okay, in French, we have the letter O. Notice that I did not pronounce the H because H is silent and my pronunciation started at the letter A. And therefore, there would be no glottal fricative. There would be nothing that you would feel in the front of my hands because I'm not pronouncing it. For a student who would be, for students, whether French learners or English learners, a strategy for me would be to have the students the French learners who are learning English, whenever they get to words that begin with the letter H, I would have them put their hands in front of their mouth while they say the letter H words. So if they notice there is no breathy airflow, then they know they would have incorrectly pronounced it. Versus an English speaker, a strategy for me would just to simply give them words that are where the H is silent. So they would get a word list and they would repetitively practice it until they feel confident enough to not pronounce the letter H in French. Okay. Our second word would be the letter R. The letter R in French and the letter R in English. So in English, it's an avalar approximant. Okay, it's highlighted in blue for you. And so in English, when we're pronouncing R, our tongues are slightly raised and curled, but they do not touch the roof of our mouth, okay? So my example would be red. So when you're pronouncing red, your tongue is raised and it's slightly curled, red. For the students who are French natives and they are learning English, there is a different sound. As a matter of fact, in French, R is a more throaty sound. So if you were to put your hands to your throat and you pronounced a word that began with the letter R, in my example, we have rouge, you will feel the vibration in your throat. So R in French it produces a sound at the back of the mouth and in the throat. Rouge. As in the example from the phonetic alphabet. For students who may have difficulty with this, a strategy would be to prepare a word list as well as cards, and I would call out the words, whether in English or in French, and have the students raise the cards based on the word that they thought they heard. This would help with listening, and then thereafter, I would have the students repeat so as to help their muscle memory. So they're listening and they're getting an opportunity to speak. I hope that this lesson was helpful, and I hope that you understood the difference between French as well as English phonetic sounds using the IPA. Thank you. Au revoir.